start with Anthony Davis. He's coming back tonight for the Spurs game. I'm hoping he's in full health. I don't think they'd have him come back unless he was full health. But the main thing with this is, okay, they brought in Rui Hachimura. You've got LeBron, awesome, amazing guy, GOAT, in a lot of people's eyes. And we're at the point where we're counting down for him breaking the all-time scoring record. He's only like 177 points away. You've got LeBron, you've got Hachimura, you've got AD coming back, you got Thomas Bryant. You're missing one piece. And if they can figure out the one piece with AD coming back full health, and we're going to approach this assuming that the team stays healthy, at least to a majority extent, to where, it's not any serious injuries. It's more like tweaks. I rolled my ankle. I don't want to play the rest of the game. I'll be good to go the next game. Or, it could be load management in probably LeBron's case after he breaks the record. Mm-hmm. With Lakers only needing one piece, do you feel that LA can make a run for the title this postseason?
I mean, that's a great question. But to your point about the front court, it's loaded. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's always good to have great players all over the court. I mean, you even have Wenyen Gabriel, who's been playing, fairly well for them in spot minutes. But, I mean, Thomas Bryant is a player that needs to start because his energy just goes through the roof when he's playing 30-plus minutes. That's when he's giving you 25, 30 points. The issue is the defense is, his defense isn't bad, but a lot of the times he does give up way too easy twos for opposing bigs. But I feel if he's off the bench, if he's coming off the bench, his contributions are going to dwindle by a lot. I don't think he's going to be providing what he is currently. I mean, obviously he's not going to be putting up 25 points off the bench, but I just wonder how hard he's going to continue to play, if he's going to continue to play at this high of a level coming off the bench. And then you have Anthony Davis. If he's at the 4, then Thomas Bryant should start at the 5. But they'll probably put Anthony Davis at the 5 because that's where he's been playing the whole entire time. But that's where he's been getting hurt because he's banging down low. And I just don't know if he's capable of taking all those hits. He hasn't been able to stay healthy at the Lakers. When he was at the Pelicans, it was great. He played, he was young, and everything was fine. But since he's been at the Lakers, he's been hurt a lot. And to your point about making a title run, his health is key. You're not going to be able to win a title without him. You have to have him on the floor. He is so important to their team. So It's going to be interesting to see whether they put him at the 4 and put Thomas Bryant at the 5, or whether they return Anthony Davis to the 5. And then LeBron James at his age is still playing fantastic basketball. That's not an issue. He misses a game every now and then for rest and stuff, but that's not really a problem. Especially once Anthony Davis is back. I mean, because they've been able to win a lot of games, this year with just LeBron and Thomas Bryant and a couple other players playing well, and they've been able to get by, but they're going to need Anthony Davis to be healthy. If he's missing time and LeBron's out, then they can't win games. And then with Rui Hachimura, his contributions are kind of like Thomas Bryant. If he's coming off the bench, he's going to only be so valuable because he's only going to be playing so long, because when LeBron plays, he's playing 38, 40 minutes. Unless they want him to play less, play like 28, 30 minutes, and then bring Rui Hachimura off the bench and he plays the other 18. But I don't think you're going to play LeBron only 30 minutes. You could put Hachimura at the 3 or LeBron at the 3, but I think you're kind of front court loaded. I mean, you can play like that in the NBA today, especially when you have guys like Hachimura or Thomas Bryant or even technically LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They can all shoot the ball, so I think it could work, but you'd be front court loaded. But the biggest thing keeping the Lakers from a title run, besides the front court being kind of loaded and you don't really know what to do with it, is the guard play. Guard play is a problem because outside of Russell Westbrook, when he has a good game, which he's still capable of doing, getting triple doubles, their guard play is not great. I mean, you're only getting so much from Troy Brown, Patrick Beverly. I mean, they give you points every now and then, and Beverly is a pest on defense. I mean, that's good, but they need an elite level guard. And if Russell Westbrook cannot get back to that level of putting up 20 points, 10 assists, 10 boards on a regular basis, that's going to keep him from winning a title. They're not going to be able to do it. They need better guard play to win it all. And with a healthy Anthony Davis, LeBron playing the way he is, and they need to figure out the front court rotation so everyone's happy and they can all contribute, then they could. The only other problem as well is that there's so many teams this year that are elite in the NBA that even with all that, I don't know if the Lakers are elite enough. Like I said, that's why the guard play is important, because you look at all these other teams, the Celtics, and, just they have great guard play. I mean, so many teams have great guard play. I mean, the Heat, once they get healthy, they're going to be a lot better. And there's teams out in the West. I mean, still, even though the Warriors are struggling, they're going to come around. There's just a lot of teams that's going to be tough for them to beat if they don't get better guard play.
I mean, to your point, I almost wonder if there's a way that the Lakers could figure out how to mesh having LeBron, AD, Bryant, Hachimura, and whoever is going to be that other piece, that fifth piece, whether it's Westbrook, which he's going for sixth man of the year, which nobody ever thought he would want to. I think he's kind of convinced himself at this point. If you can get those four and a fifth piece to mesh, I think it's possible. The biggest thing for them, besides a heavy front court, like you said, and consistency and all the other things that you mentioned, would be health. To your point, I think I agree with you. I think they should put Bryant at the 5, AD at the 4, because you want him to be healthy for a playoff run. That being said, I would give this about a 10% chance. I know this morning on Undisputed, when they talked about it, Shannon gave it a 5%, which was shocking. But my biggest concern is meshing everyone together. Who's going to be your 5? And health is the biggest thing I look at with it. So with that, I probably give it about a 10% chance. And on top of that, the fact that right now they're at the 13 seed, and to get in the play-in, you got to be 7 to 10. The other thing to look at is the Lakers are about to start a 4-game road game skid. The first game back would be like next Thursday, I think, against Oklahoma City. Got to be a big test. I assume that's going to be the night, right around the night where LeBron breaks the record. It obviously could be sooner with, if he can break out into this averaging 50 points roughly in the next 4 games. I know 2 of the games is Boston and New York, I believe. So, I mean, they're tough, but at the same time, he has basically run over the East. But yes, Boston's
definitely talking about for the Lakers to win. It will be tough, not for LeBron to put up points. He's going to do that.
Oh, easily. I mean, he put up 46 last night, and the Lakers lost to the Clippers. And the only reason they lost is the Clippers got ahead by, I think at one point it was like 10 or 12 to nothing.
Mhm.
And they got to 20. And then once they got to 20, the lead got smaller, but the lead never really disappeared.
Mhm.
Skip mentioned, the Clippers would let it down and then explode to go from like 10 to 20. And it would basically always bounce from 10 to 20 point lead. And, LeBron got started too late. His supporting cast, which was the main thing of why they lost last night, the supporting cast didn't produce what they should have produced. I mean, you lost by like 18, I think. So, it's hard for someone as good as LeBron is, at the age LeBron's at, it's hard for someone his age to put up like 60 points in a game, even though he's 14 short last night. But yeah, the last thing on this, I would say, what percentage do you give for this happening for LA to win the title?
I mean, I agree. It's probably around a 5% chance, unless I would give it a higher chance if Anthony Davis can stay healthy. Because I mean, it's not proven that he can at this point. But if he does and LeBron's healthy, I think it's closer to 10%. And I would say maybe a little bit better than 10% chance if Russell Westbrook starts playing at a higher level that he's capable of. And if somehow the Lakers trade for a solid shooting guard, if they can get a good shooting guard, then I think their chances are higher. But at this point, 5%, because none of that is proven.
Right. Yes, I completely agree. I think you have some of the crazies out there that would probably say what you just said, but be like, oh yeah, if everybody's healthy and they can make the run, it's definitely like a 50, 60% chance. No.
No team has that much of a chance.
I mean, the thing too with it is they're on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically starting tonight, coming on off of back-to-back. Well, tonight's the back-to-back. Over the next 4 games, you're going to have to go, as Shannon said, for it to look closer to 10% or better, LA is going to have to go 3-1 or 4-0. They cannot afford to go 2-2, 1-3 in the next 4 games. And you also are going to have to look at the production that you get from AD and LeBron and Hachimura and Bryant and whoever that 5th person is going to be. So something to keep an eye out. We always glance over at the NBA. Go Lakers. Go LeBron. And can't wait to watch you break the record next week. So